Hello to you all, wherever you are in the world. As always, this is an incredibly unexpected live. I thought I'd be in silence today, which I am being in silence as I speak to you. So just before I begin sharing, something that I hope will help you all, before I begin that, I just want to share that whilst I'm doing this video live on Facebook, Facebook only allow live videos to be on a person's wall for 1 month now. Okay, so the rules there have changed. So just to share that, as always, after I've done a live, I do upload it to YouTube, to my channel there, and that's where you can get the subtitles with CC for your language. Okay, so just to share that this live that I'm doing right now, it will only be on Facebook for a month before Facebook take it away. Okay, so just that little admin while people are joining. Hello to you all. I can see some of you are here. This is very unexpected live. I thought I would be in a state of silence today, and there's a point to me sharing that, is that as I'm speaking to you, I am in a state of silence, and it's the states of being that I want to try and help you with today, simply because I wrote a Facebook post earlier today, and a lady asked a very, very significant question, which I answered in written form. But I felt afterwards it's such an important question that it's worth speaking about and explaining about through the voice, to help you, hopefully. So the post itself was about bringing in heaven. We experience at a certain point the state of heaven, and that in itself is a whole journey over time. But there comes a point when people bring heaven through their body as their state of consciousness, which is their true self. Now, I'm not going to be talking about that. I've written about that today, and I've written about it in various recent posts since maybe July or June, in terms of heaven, for the time being at least. I've written about that. What I want to speak to try and help people is this lady's question. She said something along the lines of, if we are in that state, how do we sustain it? And then she wrote that she had been in that state of heaven, but came out of it. Okay? So let's take any state of consciousness. And when I say any state, I mean there are stages. So we could take the state of eternal love, the state of the eternal bliss. We could take the state of what can not be described, but is best described as the perfect divine peace. Or we could take the state of being in heaven whilst on earth. So it doesn't matter which state I'm speaking to here, okay? The answer is the same for all of them. How do we sustain any of those states And there are also states, beyond eternal love, perfect peace, the eternal bliss. There are states beyond that, before the state of heaven. But how do we sustain any of those states? And that's why I've come on. I just think it'll be helpful to answer that. I hope. The answer is one word, but it won't be enough to just say that one word if I'm to try and help you. The answer is choice. How do we sustain any of those states? And the answer is always through our choice to. Now, if I left it there, it most likely would help some people, but most likely it wouldn't be very helpful at all, because it's very, very deep, that answer, by our choice to. So that's what I want to try and explain, okay? In any moment, every single one of us has a choice of how we be. Now, on the stages of embodiment, let's take one example just to try and explain. If we take the state of the eternal love, when we experience it, this is the all-pervading divine love of God. When it is our time to literally experience it within us, from within us, it's a stage point. But when it is our time, we experience it and experience it and experience it. I'm going to make me the example, just to make it easier. When I first experienced the eternal love within me, it was non-stop for 2 weeks. Nothing changed it, nothing. Just was that for 2 weeks. I woke up with it, I went to bed with it, I was it through the daytime. So what changed it? Because then at one point I came out of that state of the eternal love. I don't mean human love, I don't mean heartfelt love, I mean the eternal octave of God's love. I came out of it, and that's the point. That's the point for all of you and all of us, is that we experience a stage and then we will come out of it. And the reason we come out of it, which is perfectly designed that we do, is so that we can know and experience and feel its absence. So if you can just imagine feeling the all-pervading love of the divine for 2 weeks solid, and then something happens in your life, in your day, in your reality, and you come out of that state. At first you don't miss the state because you're boom, back in your character. You're back in character mode, dealing with whatever is happening. But then, if you choose to observe the self, you realize acutely what is missing. And what is missing is the eternal love that you were given, that you were gifted, that was activated within you, however you wish to label it and describe how it works. So it's that you are given a state of being, whether it's love, whether it's bliss, whether it's the eternal peace, excuse me, and then you come out of it. And that's intentional, so that you can notice its absence and then choose it again. And you don't have to. You don't have to choose it again. You can choose to be in your ego. You can choose to be very involved in the jouissance of life. You can choose to be so active in your business or in your family life or in your working life or social life. You can be so active in that, yeah? It does, your choice, nothing. There's no right or wrong choice ever. There's just choice. Do you see? There is never a right or wrong choice. But there is the power of your internal choice of being. I'm going to probably go off at tangents here, and I hope for not too long because I haven't got much on my battery. But let's take bliss. If you take a family that's gone on holiday and they're sat at the beach and nobody's working, they've left their jobs at home, they've got nothing to do, no responsibilities, the kids are playing happily, the kids are safe, and the man or the woman lay back and they say, wow, I just feel bliss. The truth is they are feeling bliss. They're feeling God's bliss, but it's at a particular octave, a particular, say, concentration of bliss. So it's at a lower octave of bliss. And the same can be true of love. We can choose to not love anybody. That's a choice. We can choose to just love ourselves, and that's also a choice. We can choose to love ourselves and a few people, or maybe just our country, but not love those people and that country. And that's a choice. So in terms of love, again, it's all about octaves of love until you reach the stage of your path where you embody the eternal love. The eternal love. And it's when you embody the eternal love that you realize, with a giggle, I have to say, that it was never your love to start with. It was always God's love. It never belonged to you. We just had this illusionary experience of being in separation and getting to choose who we love. And all that love that we do choose as human beings, whether it's a little bit or a great big bit of love, it's still all God's love. It was never yours to start with. It really does get funny sometimes. It's the same with the bliss. The bliss is, it's God's bliss, but at what octave, at what concentration? We can feel bliss if we're just sat on the beach, like I say, in our character, but we just let go and we're sat on the beach, say, like I explained. But there are higher and higher and higher and higher octaves of bliss. Strengths of bliss, concentrations of bliss. It's the only way to describe it. But what I want to... So, there are these different stages we go through. And the post today was about knowing you are in heaven. And you're going through that stage of being in heaven whilst you're on earth in a body. And how do you sustain that state? Because it's a state. Love is a state of being. Belongs to no one. It's a state of being. And when you have embodied the eternal love, the love you feel is actually a state of being. It doesn't depend on the outside circumstances. It's not dependent on what is happening outside of you. It's you being in a state of being that is love. Let's take the what I call the eternal perfect peace. That peace doesn't belong to anyone. It's God's peace, source peace. It doesn't depend on there being silence all around us. You could be in a supermarket, or you could be at a pop concert where there's so much noise, so much activity, but you yourself are in a state of peace. Because peace is a state of being, and it comes from within you. It is given unto you. It's not the peace at this level of, oh wow, great, this person's turned the television off, I can have a bit of peace now. It's not that peace. Okay. It's not dependent on noise. It's an inner state of peace that you embody from within you. And when you are given that, or that is activated within you, or however you want to describe it, I really don't mind at all. But when you are given the eternal perfect peace that is God's peace, when you come out of that peace, you will notice it. And that's when you get to choose. So if you come out of a state of love, you get to choose. If you are noticing yourself, if you are observing yourself and not always looking on the outside and thinking, well, that's that person's fault. I'm upset because of that person. It's nobody's fault ever. And, you know, I've covered that over years, many years of lives about all of that. So you can always go to YouTube if you're new here and look at other things that I've spoken about, because we can't keep repeating ourselves, and it's already there on YouTube anyway. So when you come out of the eternal perfect peace, you notice it. Oh, you notice it. And all you want to do is go back into it. I've really got my phone balanced in such a precarious way out here, so it's sort of moving. When you come out of the bliss state, you notice it. When you come out of a state of love, you notice it. But it is such a strong noticing the absence of it. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that either, because we chose to come into a reality that seemingly was separate to Source God. So we chose to experience the absence of all of it. The absence of the eternal peace within you, the absence of the bliss, the absence of the inner joy that is non-reliant on anything happening to you by the outside. We chose to experience separation, and we are going back into the awareness. It's the re-embodiment, the awareness of Source God within you and within all. Within all. Whether people know it or not, whether they deny it or not, it's still existing. So, back to this remarkable question the lady asked. How do we sustain it? How do you sustain being in heaven whilst in a body? And the answer is the same. It's choice. It's choice. If you're not noticing yourself, if you're not observing yourself, you'll never realize that you have a choice. You see how incredibly simple the design is? I mean, isn't that amazing? There is always the choice. And, you know, we've all gone through life, all of us, not knowing that. being at the mercy of our emotions and our pain and our suffering, you know, and our thoughts and our programs. And there's nothing wrong with that because we all agreed to do it. But times are changing, and so it's to share with you that in every single moment you have a choice of how to feel within you. If you have received, and everybody's at different stages and over different amounts of time, meaning months and years, okay? But if you, because I want to speak to both of it, if you have received, say, the eternal love or the eternal peace or the eternal bliss, if you are experiencing heaven within you and you come out of it, you will know the absence of it, and that is your choice point, because all of those words that I say, bliss, love, peace, heaven, they're all frequencies. You see, they're all frequencies, Hertz frequencies. And when you open up one of those frequencies within you, which I say is gifted to you, yeah, but you open it up within you because it's your time to feel it, feel that frequency, yeah. You've then got the memory of what it was like. You see, we came in knowing we'd forget what it was like. And so we're remembering what it is like. If we have no memory of it, we don't know it even exists. It's just a pipe dream, isn't it? Or it's just a belief system of, well, I believe that or I don't believe that. But when you experience it within you, again and again and again and again, you know it is true for you. It's your remembering. It's part of your remembering these frequencies that you truly, truly are and always have been. So what happens is when you experience, let's say, the eternal love or the eternal peace or the eternal bliss or heaven, okay, you experience it for periods of time. That's a frequency within you that you have accessed, that is open to you now. And so, because you have that instant memory of, I was experiencing the eternal love of God last week, or I was in heaven last week for a long period of time, you can literally just tune into the frequency from within you. You're not reliant on anything outside of you to change your frequency. It is you doing it from within yourself. And, you know, talked about it before, but just to share again, it really is like, and it is a common analogy, but it really is like radio stations where you're tuning into different Hertz frequencies. And once that frequency has been activated within you, it's open. So you just recall it back in. You know exactly how it feels, and there it is. Instant. You don't need to go into meditation to do it. You've already got it. It's already activated. The door of that key is open. You just need to go within and choose it. Choose it. But if you don't choose it, you're not going to experience it in that moment. And if you don't choose it the next day or the next day or the next day, then time passes. And you're not experiencing what you could, what you've already been given, what you have already been given. And all of this, what is being given to you in terms of higher frequencies, you're already it. It's your true self, the one that resides in heaven, that is actually not a human being. It's already you. It's that true self that created your body. Your holographic biochemical body was created by your true self, your higher self, your facet of divine consciousness. Whatever you want to label it, doesn't matter. That's what created this human body and this human character that you are. So all you're doing is remembering that. But you have to choose again and again and again until it becomes you. You choose love again and again until it becomes you. You choose the eternal peace within you until it pervades everything that you experience within and without. You choose heaven, and you're choosing heaven because you're going to bring heaven to earth all around the world in people's own timing. So it is the power of choice. It's so simple when you think about it. The choice is always within you. So I just want to quickly touch on choice, yeah, and how one can realize, well, not realize actually, but be very unconscious of what they're choosing. Be very unconscious of what they're choosing. Not deliberately, or maybe deliberately, but generally speaking, it's just the not knowing. So it's not deliberate. Is what do we focus on every day? When you wake up in the morning, when you go to bed at night, all the way through your day, what is your focus? Is your focus this reality and what's going on in it as this movie screen that's presenting to you? That can be beautiful, that can be wonderful, that can be joyful. But it's an illusion, and everything that presents to you is temporary because it's a holographic illusion. It's not eternal. So if you are outward focusing every day on whatever, the latest news, the latest this, the latest that, or maybe, the focus is extreme in terms of, needing to focus on your family or your job, yeah? Just remember that behind that focus, beyond that focus, there is a state of being that you can be. Beyond the character and the character's mind that is focusing here, there and everywhere, thinking all sorts of thoughts, there is a state of being that you can be. There is a state that you can be. And that is how you can then go about your day and do your activities in your perfect peace, in a state of love, in a state of heaven, in a state of bliss. Instead of letting the character's mind run you. And based on that, based on the mind, I'll just finish off, with just sharing something, because sometimes we can't see the wood for the trees. Sometimes it's staring us in the face and we can't see it. I just want to share the bigger picture perspective. It's time of mass increased information. Some of it false, some of it possibly true, some of it slightly true, partly true. All the while, the brain, the human character, is seeking information from outside itself. It's not embodying. If you wish to embody that state of heaven, bring heaven to earth, or maybe not even go as far as that, maybe you would just like to experience the perfect peace within you for the rest of your life. Wouldn't that be beautiful? To never suffer emotionally or mentally. You have to realize that it doesn't happen by focusing on the outside. It happens by the amount of time you focus on the inside. And here's why. Information is just that. It's just information. Right now, I'm giving you information. But what do you do with it? Do you listen, turn off the live, and then go smack bang into a day of busyness and mind and activity and mental thoughts? What do you do with the information? Does it mean anything to you? Or is it just more and more and more information? This is an age of mass information worldwide, where phones are giving information all the time to people, to your families, your friends. And it actually distracts from your actual embodiment. Because if you're looking at a phone, you're outward facing. You see, information is just that. It's not knowledge. And I'm going to try and explain that. Information, all the mass information that is appearing in the world at this time, and maybe for the last year and a half, it's really ramped up, really increased. At speed. The information is at great speed now, outside of us, in the illusion. Whether it's about the world and the mainstream, or whether it's about spirituality and all the different branches of the tree of spirituality, it's just information. What do you do with it? You see, it's not knowledge. It's just data that you're hearing. So what do you do with it? If you spend time every day focusing within on your own journey to full embodiment or part embodiment, if you focus within on self and make that choice, what you gain is knowledge. What you gain is wisdom. And the reason it is knowledge, and the reason it is wisdom, is because you live by it. That's the difference. And that knowledge and that wisdom comes from within you. From within you. And that's how you live your life. It's a new way of being. New for the character in this forgetfulness, but not new for your higher self. You embody your higher self, your true self, that has the knowledge, that has the wisdom, that takes the responsibility, because it is responsibility so naturally. So naturally. It is the love of God so naturally. It is the peace. is the joy and the silliness. But it's that you become and that you be from. It relies on no knowledge outside of itself. So really, even though I do my best over the years to try and support you, I always, always, always point you back to yourself. I always point you inwards to yourself, because that is your true divinity. I mean, I could cry at that, knowing that everybody has that divinity within them that they can access for themselves, that they may have not known about, or that they might have known about, but, you know, they're focusing on so many different things that are going on in the world. It's like, okay, well, we'll just leave that to the side for now. Make the most of every moment you have in this reality. It doesn't have to be of suffering. It doesn't. And you only know that through the embodiment of your own divinity. So I leave it there. I hope some of that has helped you in some small way, you know. It really is about your choice in every moment. Every single moment. Let's take some examples before I go, just to try and help. Because we do have a diverse audience, don't we? People at very different stages of their path, and I always try to sort of, you know, help everybody in my own way. But let's just take some examples of distraction, of, you know, what is it your true self wishes for you to focus on. Let's say you know you need to be in silence, but the phone goes. What do? What if you know that you need to work through something within you on your path, but you've actually got an appointment or, you know, an invitation to see friends, and it's for a certain date and you must make that? What do? What if you wake up in the morning and you know that really you need to take time out, but you're running a business and you need the money? What do? You see, there's choice in every moment. You can play the short game, which is the temporary game, or you can play the long game, the eternal game. Reach for the eternal game, because that's what you truly are, and you can realize it in this lifetime. You know, when I awoke in 2012, I'm not sure exactly when it was, but maybe within the first 2 years, I was told by my consciousness in dream time to not create anything. I was asked if I would create this Facebook wall because it would help people in the times to come. But apart from that, I was told it's best to not create anything, meaning a business and income. And I don't recommend this for everybody, by the way. I just want to make that perfectly clear, because it's not an easy choice. But I'm just proving a point about choice. I was told to not create a business, spiritual business, blah, blah, blah. Because if I did so, I would spend my time focused on the business and not on embodiment. And I was shown and told that when I reached a certain stage of embodiment, that's where I would give from. So you see, there are choices to be had all the time. I gave up my full-time paid job. I gave up my house. I gave everything up because I'd been shown too much in terms of the divine source that creates all of this and more. I'd been shown too much to not choose it. And so, we can make choices, and those choices are either going to be the highest possible choice that we can make, or they can be a lesser choice. And only you know that for yourself in every single moment of every day. When you wake up in the morning, when you go to sleep at night, take time. Take time to wake up. Don't just let that alarm go off and then you jump out of bed, boom, back into the world and this reality. Because all you're doing when you jump out of bed is fall back asleep. That's the truth. It's the reverse. The reverse. When we wake up from sleeping at night and we come back into this reality, we are actually falling back asleep if we are in the character mode. So take your time when you wake up in the morning. Give yourself an extra 10 minutes to just sit with that state that you are still partly in, and gradually, gently come out of it, but bring it into your day. Bring it with you. Don't leave it behind till the next night. And the same in the evening. The same in the evening. Relax down. Watch nature and how it relaxes down in the evening. If you want to have the greatest experience during your sleep time, the greatest conscious connection during your sleep time, relax yourself down from mental activity. Be in a relaxed state, a slower state before you're sleeping. It's all about frequencies. And we came into a reality of a much lesser frequency than what we truly are. But we're becoming that true self again at that higher frequency. But you get to choose in every moment whether you want that or not. And there's no right or wrong choice ever. It's impossible. But just know the power of your choice. You can change your thoughts and the subjects of your thoughts in every single moment. And in terms of states of being, if you're focused on embodiment, then you will, in your own time, you'll naturally embody different states of being. If you're devoted, and that devotion is your time and your focus to the inner path, you'll naturally achieve those states, and you'll naturally come out of them, but just to know and feel what it's like to miss them again. And you'll never want to miss them again. You'll never want to miss those states of love, peace, bliss and heaven ever again. It's all about choice in every single moment. Okay, I shall leave it there because I know my battery's very, very low now. I send you all so much love, and I thank the lady for asking such a beautiful question. It is that simple. Choice in every moment. What are you choosing? Knowing there's no right or wrong choice. So, sending you all so much love. I wish you all so, so well. And see you whenever. Okay, God bless. Bye-bye.